Dear Taurus, today I want to talk about someone in your life, perhaps family or a close friend, the one who may seem dependable but carries a subtle energy, one that quietly undermines the stable foundation you strive to build. If you were to glimpse into your own energy, your grounded instincts, you might never doubt your gut feelings again. I've seen something that has been brewing beneath the surface for far too long. Someone close to you, who appears supportive and reliable, is actually harboring feelings of envy and a desire to control your security. They don't confront you outright. Instead, they plant seeds of doubt or make subtle moves that pull you away from your sense of peace and self-worth. But amidst this shadow, I also saw strength, a deep well of resilience surrounding you. This strength doesn't come from external sources. It emanates from within you, a testament to all the challenges you've endured and overcome with quiet patience. Today, I want to share insights about this person cloaked in unsettling energy, about the unique grounding gifts you possess that render their attempts at control ineffective, about your steady intuition that is awakening, and about the love that is on its way, not to fill a void, but to build a stable partnership alongside you on your journey. This isn't merely an astrology reading, it's a heartfelt message meant for your soul. If you dare to believe that you are deserving of the truth, your truth, built on your values, not the narratives imposed by others, you might find clarity. Too often, you've ignored your inner unease to maintain peace, uphold stability, or cling to relationships or situations out of loyalty or familiarity, even when they no longer serve your growth. Stay with me until the end, because what I'm about to share may prompt you to reflect on your entire life, revealing that your steadfastness was never weakness. So, take a deep breath. Allow yourself to listen, not just with your practical mind, but with your steady heart. Be honest with yourself. Isn't it true that the deepest frustrations you carry weren't inflicted by harsh words, but by those moments when you recognized a lack of integrity or stability, yet still chose silence to avoid disruption? You've become accustomed to enduring patiently, perhaps overlooking things for the sake of peace. But this doesn't signify weakness. It indicates that you may have grown up in an environment where security sometimes masqueraded as control, possessiveness, or fear of change. You don't have to continue living this way. The unsettling reality isn't merely that someone might be subtly undermining you. It's that you may have learned to accept this lack of respect as normal to maintain the status quo. You've perhaps downplayed your needs or strength to avoid unsettling others, but you were never meant to make anyone comfortable at the expense of your own well-being. You were born to be grounded and strong, and true strength never needs to apologize for its presence. Deep down, you sense that something is off balance. It's not just a fleeting thought, it's a pattern of signs. Unexplained feelings of insecurity, a vague sense of being stuck or drained, moments when even simple plans feel like someone is subtly blocking you, and an unnamed fatigue that persists even when your surroundings seem calm. This isn't coincidence, it's energy. Someone close to you, perhaps someone you once trusted implicitly, is attempting to steer things in a direction that serves them, not your genuine stability or happiness. They do this not through direct confrontation, but through quiet manipulation, often playing on your loyalty or desire for peace. They don't criticize openly, but may plant seeds of doubt in others' minds about your judgment or choices. They don't need to say much. Their presence alone can cast a shadow of instability or unease. And in those moments, you might find yourself questioning, am I being too stubborn or unreasonable? No, nothing is wrong with seeking stability and respect. You're simply standing firm, and they have yet to learn how to honor that strength. When the truth can no longer be concealed, the universe intervenes, often through natural consequences. Karma doesn't announce itself with thunder, it arrives quietly, restoring balance and unraveling what was once hidden. You don't need to seek retribution. True strength doesn't react to instability with more chaos. Instead, understand this. When a soul chooses integrity and steadfast kindness, the universe ensures they won't be perpetually subjected to injustice. Every action, even the quietest, reverberates back. Those who live with a grounded, honest heart cultivate a strength that negativity cannot permanently touch. You don't need to prove anything. All you need to do is stand firm. True strength doesn't require noise. It simply needs to be authentic and unwavering. Others may twist the narrative about you, sowing doubt about your practicality or decisions, but no one can make you doubt yourself unless you allow it. Have you ever felt taken for granted or subtly manipulated by someone you were loyal to? Have you ever quietly withdrawn from a situation because your gut sensed instability, even without concrete proof? Share your stories. Let your experiences illuminate the path for someone still tolerating what undermines their peace. If you've ever wondered how you continue to stand strong after all the trials, listen closely. Long ago, you were gifted with something rare: resilience and grounded intuition. It's a power that doesn't need to be showcased. It's always present within you, like deep roots. You possess the ability to sense authenticity and stability even when unspoken. You know who is reliable and who carries hidden insecurity. This isn't about judging others. It's about preserving your own peace and foundation in a sometimes chaotic world. Because of this inner fortitude, they cannot ultimately control you, manipulate your core values, or break your spirit. This is just the beginning of a profound awakening journey that lies ahead. One of recognizing your own strength and worth. The moment you began to sense something was off balance, protective energies around you began to communicate, not through dramatic signs, but through a persistent gut feeling you couldn't quite shake. You've been protected, perhaps more than you realize. Some setbacks you avoided weren't just luck, but an unseen force intervening to shield your foundation from storms. You may not fully believe in abstract concepts like angels or guardian spirits, but your soul has always sensed a guiding presence, perhaps felt as common sense, practicality, or a deep inner knowing. Sometimes this manifests as a sudden practical solution, a feeling of being steadied when things feel shaky, or a quiet sense of calm settling in your chest when you feel overwhelmed. These are not coincidences. They are the grounded strength you carry, often invisible to others, but always present within. It's this very solidness that causes those who harbor negativity or instability to hesitate. They may not understand why they feel uneasy challenging your boundaries, or why their attempts to destabilize you seem to eventually fail. They don't realize you have an inner compass working tirelessly to keep you on your path of building and security. You may not see it as spiritual guidance, but it's always there, reliable, like the earth beneath your feet, quiet, like the patient growth of a tree when you feel stuck. This guidance doesn't come to solve all your problems, but helps you remember that you are deserving of stability, respect, and good things. That is true power. As long as you remember you are worthy, not for your achievements or how much you provide, but simply for being you, grounded and real, you will never lose your essence. Perhaps someone made you believe that wanting security and respect was asking too much. Maybe you were told you were too stubborn, too materialistic, too resistant to change. But now you know, don't you, Taurus? That steadfastness is not a weakness. It's the sacred language of a soul that values foundations, one that not everyone can comprehend. If you've ever felt too different or slow-paced to belong, remember this: you weren't born to blend into chaos. You were born to bring grounding energy and stability to this world, even in small ways, through your reliable and genuine presence. You are navigating one of the most challenging yet transformative phases of your life. This is not the time to ignore red flags for the sake of comfort. It's time to open your eyes to the truth, even if it initially feels destabilizing. You must confront everything you've endured and choose to forgive, but never allow disrespect to repeat. There's an important message for you right now. Someone from your past may attempt to reconnect. Perhaps it's someone who once disrupted your peace or betrayed your trust. Maybe a relationship that lacked solid commitment, or someone you thought provided security but ultimately didn't. They may return, not with loud apologies, but with subtle reminders of comfortable times, a familiar scent, a memory, or a seemingly harmless message testing the waters. They might say they've changed, that they miss the stability you offered, that they regret their actions. But is that the truth? Or is it a final test to see if you've truly chosen your own solid ground yet? The universe often sends messages that are not overt, but just enough for your practical senses to notice. Someone from your past may reappear, not with grand gestures, but with a quiet presence, perhaps acting as if nothing truly damaging ever transpired. They'll try to unlock your loyalty with memories of good times, the very loyalty they once took for granted. They won't ask for forgiveness with accountable words, but perhaps with a look that aims to soften your resolve. But darling Taurus, this isn't a test of whether you still care. It's a test of whether you still choose your own peace and self-respect. A part of you, the one that values loyalty and comfort, believed that love meant enduring, that you had to be patient and understanding, even at your own expense. You may feel a flicker of familiarity, but you are no longer the person you used to be. You don't operate from past hurts anymore. You operate from your established truth and values. The truth is, if someone truly values you, they won't wait until you're pushed to your limit. They won't need to disrupt your life to recognize your worth. Real love, real partnership, doesn't require you to compromise your dignity or core needs just to keep it. They may have changed, but not everyone who changes deserves re-entry into your carefully built sanctuary. Forgiveness is a gift you give yourself, while trust is something the other person must earn through consistent, reliable actions. If this time you say no, not out of bitterness, but because you've learned not to return to what once made you feel insecure or undervalued, then you'll truly step out of that old cycle. Forgiveness is healing, but self-respect and maintaining your boundaries are liberation. You may still care. There may be moments you miss the familiarity, but what makes you strong isn't forgetting them. It's choosing not to return to the place that once cost you your peace. When you finally close that door with both kindness and finality, you'll feel something inside you settle, as if your soul has been released from an obligation you grew too accustomed to. That's when the universe begins preparing another door for you, one where someone comes not to take from you, but to build alongside you, not to control your resources or choices, but to appreciate your strength and reliability. A different kind of love is approaching, a more stable and mature connection, but you can only receive it when your hands are no longer clinging to unreliable situations. As you step out of old patterns of tolerance, you'll notice practical shifts. Doors that were once tightly shut, perhaps related to career or home, now creak open. Opportunities for genuine security you thought were lost will reappear, not with force, but gently asking if you're ready to receive them on solid ground. Perhaps you've always felt you worked harder or were more dependable than others, yet didn't always receive the recognition or security you deserved. But the truth is, the universe, through the law of cause and effect, never forgets those who live with integrity and build with patience. There are efforts you thought were wasted, but they have been quietly laying the foundation for this turning point. You don't need to rush or boast about your worth. True value, built from a humble, hard-working heart, will eventually speak for itself through tangible results. You possess a special gift, an ability, perhaps practical or creative, that when you embrace it fully, brings you deep satisfaction and peace. It's something you might have dismissed as just a hobby or a duty, but now you realize it's more than that. It's part of your calling. You weren't born just to follow an exhausting routine or trade your well-being for external validation. You were meant to use your gift, whether it's creating beauty, building something tangible, providing comfort, offering practical advice, or simply being a reliable presence to help others feel more secure and grounded. The moment you start consistently investing in what you were created to give and build, the universe will respond by bringing back the stability you once thought impossible. You'll see the right, reliable people enter your life, and financial worries that once consumed you may transform into a steadier flow, perhaps not extravagant wealth, but enough for you to live your truth comfortably, without sacrificing your integrity or peace of mind. From here on, remember one crucial thing: your energy and time are your most precious resources. Stop investing them in places or people that drain you or don't offer a fair return. Don't pour your loyalty, effort, and care into relationships or situations that don't genuinely cherish and respect you. Instead, nurture what you want to see grow, not out of selfishness, but because you've learned that not everyone is worthy of the steady, reliable energy you carry. Start small. Create a budget that honors your needs. Dedicate time to a passion project. Declutter your physical space, or simply say no to an obligation that feels draining or unfair. Each small, deliberate act is a way of telling the universe, I'm ready to live as my true, grounded self and build a life that reflects my worth. When you begin to operate from a place of self-respect rather than obligation or fear of lack, every step you take, every boundary you set, and everything you create will resonate with a vibration of stability that others can't help but notice and respect. You will no longer need to try so hard to be seen or valued. Your inherent strength and reliability will become the very qualities that draw the right people and opportunities in. And you know what? The best part is yet to come. The signals from your inner wisdom are becoming clearer, and your grounded intuition is awakening to a deeper level than ever before. Sometimes, truth doesn't come in dramatic flashes. It arrives in persistent gut feelings or recurring themes in your life. You may have recurring thoughts about security, or perhaps dreams of houses needing repair, your inner foundation, finding or losing valuable objects, self-worth, or navigating stable versus unstable ground. You might wake up feeling a mix of determination and uncertainty, but your soul has never stopped communicating through these practical metaphors. Life was just too busy, or you were too focused on external demands and you missed the subtle messages. When you dream of earth or structures, it often relates to your foundation and security. Water might represent emotions needing grounding. Fire could signify passion needing direction, or old ways needing to be cleared. Doors and keys often relate to new opportunities or solutions needing your practical approach. Dreams and persistent gut feelings are not random. They are the maps your intuition draws when your conscious mind is at rest. No one understands the value of tangible reality better than you, the one with a practical soul and a deep connection to the grounding energies of the universe. You don't need to learn complex spiritual techniques to communicate with the universe. You are a part of its natural rhythms. You just need to return to stillness, like solid earth after a tremor, to sense what has always been there. You'll begin to notice repeating patterns, practical synchronicities, like needing something and then finding it. Or a helpful person appearing just when you needed practical assistance. That's not coincidence. That's a message reflected in the material world. A soul like yours, awakened to its own worth, can no longer pretend not to notice when things feel off or right. Once your eyes are open to your own value, you cannot go back to settling. You'll start sensing things others overlook, perhaps inconsistencies in someone's story or a lack of follow-through. Maybe you'll struggle to explain logically why someone feels unreliable, even if they seem pleasant. Trust that feeling. Your grounded intuition doesn't always need logical proof. It just needs you to believe in its validity. You've lived long enough to recognize that those instincts, once perhaps dismissed as stubbornness, are your compass through life's instabilities. You've learned to feel the truth through actions or lack thereof, a wavering commitment or a silence that lacks genuine peace. This ability to read reliability and integrity is your greatest gift. When you begin to trust it implicitly, you'll no longer chase after unreliable situations or people. You won't need to ask others constantly for advice on practical matters or relationships. You will know, not through complex analysis, but through a deep sense of inner calm or unease that radiates from within. That calm, that feeling of solid ground, is your answer, because anything that brings you genuine, lasting peace will never lead you astray. As you start living from this place of awakened intuition and self-worth, you'll watch old, draining connections fade quietly, and new, stable paths unfold naturally. There's no need to rush. Everything aligns at the steady pace your soul chose before you were born. The universe is whispering through tangible signs and gut feelings. You just need to listen and trust your practical wisdom. You don't need anyone to rescue you. You were never so helpless that you needed someone else to define your security or worth. Yet it's true that you've always dreamed of a love that walks beside you as a true partner, not to fix you, but to build a stable, comfortable life with you through thick and thin. The miracle is that when you stop clinging to unreliable situations out of fear of loneliness or change, the door opens for the one who truly deserves to enter your carefully tended garden. This person won't arrive with empty promises or dramatic flair. They will come with a quiet, steady presence that allows you to be your authentic, sometimes reserved self. They won't love you just for what you can provide, but for who you are, even in your quiet or vulnerable moments. They'll appreciate your loyal spirit, your practical nature, and your unwavering reliability in a world often filled with inconsistency. They won't necessarily make your heart race with fleeting excitement. Instead, they will bring you a profound sense of peace and security. Not because they are perfect, but because with them, you no longer need to pretend or be constantly vigilant. There's no performance, no dodging issues, no shrinking yourself to fit someone else's expectations. True partnership doesn't demand constant sacrifice from you. It begins with a shared understanding and mutual respect, where you don't need to be anything other than yourself. This time, you love not out of fear of losing stability, but with a heart that has endured disappointments, yet still opens cautiously to genuine connection. You've learned that love isn't about accepting poor treatment or lack of commitment simply because you fear being alone or starting over. True love for you is about being chosen consistently, reliably, not out of obligation, but because in this moment and the next, you are the one they want to share their tangible life with. They may not arrive in the flashy package you once imagined, but they will come with the right substance, reliability, respect, and maturity. They embody a grounded love that avoids games and grudges. They understand the value of honesty, patience, and follow-through because they, too, have likely navigated their own challenges and built their own foundation. When you meet them, you won't need to constantly question their sincerity or intentions. You'll know through a clear, steady feeling that you no longer need to be on guard, that you can finally relax into shared comfort. No more power struggles over resources or decisions. No more using silence as a weapon. No more decoding mixed signals just to survive the relationship. This time, love comes not to teach you another hard lesson, but to build a comfortable, secure home with you, both literally and figuratively. And even if they haven't arrived yet, you can still find deep satisfaction in knowing that you no longer allow the empty spaces in your life to be filled by the wrong, unreliable energy. You've weathered storms on your own, built your own shelter, and from your current vantage point, you can see that a love worth having will never ask you to sacrifice your core needs or inner peace for survival. Someone who truly loves you won't love you solely for your strength and reliability. They will love you even in your quieter, softer moments, recognizing that when a Taurus soul commits deeply, that love is unparalleled in its loyalty and endurance. You once worked tirelessly, seeking your secure place in this world. There were times you believed that if you were dependable enough, patient enough, or tried hard enough, people would finally understand, value, and offer you the security you craved. But the more you chased external validation or tried to force stability from unstable sources, the more exhausted you became. Not from weakness, but because you were investing your precious energy in the wrong direction. You were chasing external security when what you truly needed was to cultivate and trust your own inner foundation. You are not the same person you once were. Not because you've hardened, but because you've learned to stand firm in your truth and value your own peace. You no longer expend your energy maintaining relationships or situations that diminish your spirit or destabilize your life. You've stopped trying to please everyone at your own expense, understanding now that when you forget your own worth in the pursuit of connection or security, that connection is never genuine or sustainable. It's time to pause and listen for a different calling, the one you've sensed many times but perhaps dismissed as impractical or indulgent. What is your purpose? Not necessarily to achieve great fame, but to live authentically, bringing your unique, grounding energy into the world. Perhaps it's through creating tangible beauty that inspires others, or through your ability to provide practical support that makes someone feel secure for the very first time. Maybe it's simply your calm, reliable presence that offers solace to those caught in chaos. Don't believe that only the ambitious or famous have a mission. Purpose isn't always something loud or grand. It's often something quiet, something you feel compelled to build or nurture, because if you don't, a part of you feels unfulfilled each day. You've carried this gift for a long time, something that brings you quiet joy and fills your spirit with a sense of accomplishment, something you can do patiently for hours without feeling drained. Others may have recognized this gift in you, perhaps complimenting your skills or thanking you for your reliability, even if you've dismissed it as just something you do. This is the key. Real talent or value doesn't need to shout to be acknowledged. It requires your courage to believe that what comes from your dedicated heart and skilled hands will always resonate with or be useful to another. You may have doubted yourself, wondered if you are good enough, or if anyone truly values your steady contributions. But the truth is, there are many waiting for the unique stability and quality that only you can provide. If you dare to take that first practical step towards honoring this gift, you'll witness the universe begin to align tangibly in your favor. Don't wait until you feel perfectly ready or until you have unlimited time, money, or support. Start with honesty, integrity, and the most genuine, reliable version of yourself. What touches another's heart or meets their practical needs isn't just skill or eloquent words, but a lived truth offered by someone who has navigated difficulty and still chooses to build, create, and offer stability. You are that person, a Taurus soul who may have been overlooked, taken for granted, or misunderstood for your pace, yet you have never turned bitter. You chose to remain steadfast and kind, and that is not weakness. It is the purest form of strength. Because of this, you no longer need to fight for your worth. It requires no external validation. The universe already stamped it the moment you chose to honor your own value and stand firmly in your light. There are moments you can't easily explain. Why a particular piece of nature brings tears of peace to your eyes. Why a practical piece of advice resonates so deeply. Or why you feel an unseen, steadying force guiding you through life's turbulent chapters. These are not mere coincidences. They are signals from the wisdom that came before you, from guardian energies, however you perceive them, from the very grounded light you carried when you entered this world. You don't have to walk this path alone, striving constantly. Even in moments of feeling burdened, or when life makes you question the reliability of others, there are invisible hands of support lifting you, step by steady step, breath by calm breath. This isn't a sign of weakness needing help. It's a testament to your calling, to nurture stability and tangible kindness in a world that can often feel harsh and chaotic, to heal through building and grounding rather than retaliating with negativity. You are chosen to embody the living proof of something simple yet profound. When you live in truth with your soul's values, the universe aligns itself to support your foundation. You deserve to start anew, not from a place of lack or past disappointment, but from a place of faith in your own resilience. You deserve love that isn't contingent on perfection, but on authenticity and reliability. You deserve to be received, not because you've tried hard enough, but because you've always lived with a heart that refuses to give up on building something solid and true. Place your hand on your chest. Take a deep, grounding breath and speak to yourself, not merely in words, but from your soul's core. Affirm, I am no longer afraid of instability because I have become my own anchor. I no longer seek validation from others because I have chosen my own worth. I no longer live just to fit in. I was born to build and radiate grounded strength. You can write these affirmations down, repeating them each morning as you start your day or each night before you rest. Each word spoken from the heart with conviction is a seed, and you are planting a new, more fruitful garden within your soul. If there's one final truth to remember from this journey, it's that you don't need to become anything other than who you truly are: reliable, strong, and worthy. Taurus, you are not an ordinary soul. You embody stability, patience, resilience, the beauty of the physical world, and unwavering loyalty. You are a quiet miracle, a steady presence silently shining in a world that desperately needs grounding kindness and reliability. Have you ever felt guided by the universe through a persistent gut feeling, a tangible sign, or a reliable person who appeared at just the right moment? Have you ever repeated an affirmation daily and felt your heart grow calmer and more assured? Please share your experiences in the comments. What have you built or overcome? How are you feeling right now? What stability or genuine connection are you ready to welcome into your life? When you articulate your thoughts and experiences, you're not just healing and affirming yourself, you're also lighting the way for someone else who might be navigating the instability you once navigated, showing them the power of standing firm. Remember, we are walking this journey together. No one is left behind. Every experience you've had, every foundation you've built and rebuilt is meaningful. Each one is shaping the radiant, resilient soul that is you. If you wish to continue this journey with me, please hit subscribe and turn on notifications. Each video here is intended as a spiritual letter crafted just for you, a sacred space where you are seen, understood, and cherished for your quiet strength. You deserve this stability and peace, not because you are perfect, but because you are a soul who dares to live authentically and build with integrity. That is the most sacred thing of all. To you, the one watching these final moments, I offer a wholehearted blessing filled with love and grounding energy. May you find peace in every breath, steadfastness in every choice, and always believe that the reliable light you carry in your heart will find its way home to comfort and security.